Yeah.
And nobody knew, because there are just pieces of shit that are like totally normal, and then one day just flip their shit box and are like, fuck everybody, I'm gonna be a bad person. But yeah, okay, it could be the keeper. Whatever.
So she wonders for a moment why he would wait so long, right? But knew it was because he was cool with keeping her alive while the death count rises. So she's starting to get this whole, oh no, this tracks and this tracks.
Yeah, like the keeper has done this. It's way far intertwined. Just to keep everybody things perspective, Prin's been lying about that shit since back at the Mud People camp. So
right.
The idea is that the keeper planted him there way back then, which could be true, or also Prin is just a piece of fuck.
So it feels like her arm is going to pop out of socket. Again, she can't do anything about it. She's just being dragged through the woods.
This made me like, ugh, while I was reading it, because it was like, it described her being pulled over like logs and shit. Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
I cautiously recommend the movie The Devil's Rejects, or maybe it was A House of a Thousand Corpses. It's very graphic, so if you don't like horror movies with some gore in them, then they're not for you. But there is an opening scene where Tiny is dragging a woman through the woods, and he does it just like that, like just over the log, and it's all, it makes you uncomfortable, for sure.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't do that to people. If you're listening and you do that to people, stop it.
Luckily, though, the poison...
Sorry.
Luckily, though, the poison is spread up into her chest and her leg is numb, so she can't feel the gaping wound she got from, that whole encounter.
Yay, good for Kahlan.
Yeah. Once they get back to the shelter, Prin lights some candles to set the mood. Yeah. He's going to be real smooth now. After all that, just forget about that. Now I'm going to turn on the charm. He tells her how fine she is and demands she take off her clothes so he can stare at her and be fucking weird and probably rub his fingertips together.
Ew.
And be aroused. Well, obviously, a creep like that, that's what he would do.
Yeah.
You're just like, do it.
Yeah.
Such a fucking charmer, this one.
Ew.
Yeah, and she's too tired to obey anyway, and brings up the return of the men.
Yeah, she's like, hey, they're gonna come back and catch you. You should stop.
Probably not a good idea, bud, right? You know you're in the middle of an army camp?
All your friends are gone now, right? Right?
Fuck.
Prin is confident that all the wolf army is going to be too busy to come back now, if ever. And then, since she isn't getting naked, he starts jumping on her and starts to do it for her. And she asks him why he's doing this. And he tells her the spirits told him he was going to get a reward for his work delivering her.
AKA, I'm fucking crazy!
Yeah.
She can feel the poison continuing its way up her body as Prin puts his hands all over it.
Yeah.
I'll bet he has cold fingers.
Not if he's rubbing them like that.
You're right. Amazingly warm fingers. Still a piece of shit, though. Kahlan asks him to let her go once he's done with the rape, and he's like, nah, it's going to be nicer for you because I'm a nice guy. See?
Yeah.
If I just let them kill you, because it's going to hurt way less than the poison. Also, something that I put into you, so. But I'm super nice. I'm the nicest person there ever was.
Yeah.
Aren't I nice?
Yeah.
And Kahlan responds by telling him that she hates him and his spirit.
Which is remarkably nice, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I could think of 100 more things more cutting than that.
Your dick's small.
Oh, that's it? Really? Oof. No wonder this is your thing. Piece of shit. Funnily enough, this gets to Prin the rapist. And instead of raping her, he jumps off of her and he's like, I'm going to fucking lecture you now.
Yeah. He
screams at her that her power can't take him and that she is evil and he's going to rape her to conquer her wickedness.
Sounds...
That makes all the sense.
Yeah.
Well, nobody ever really accused him of being smart.
No, they didn't.
The Great Spirit said so. So, yeah.
Gotta be true.
Which, it's actually... Okay, this isn't funny, but We actually talked about this a few chapters ago with Richard escaping the Magi, right? With Duchailu saying, oh, the spirit said, don't check with them because they totally said, all right, we're leaving now. And now we have Prin doing this, say, oh, the spirits told me, so it's legit.
So I can rape you. It's fine.
Also, like, I heard it from some dude, so I like to think it's true, so I'm going to do it.
Yep, sounds great.
Totally fucked. He takes off his shirt. He jumps back on her. And then, to both of their surprise, he starts bleeding out around her fist. He dies pretty fucking fast, which is good. And Kahlan is too tired, though, to push him off of her. So she sits there with him dripping blood all over her, and the poison, like, is starting to make her black out.
Yeah, it's encroaching.
So, Prin dies, but she's still gonna die, and there's nobody there to help her.
Yeah. And she's got
What
these
the
crazy
hell?
ass balls on her.
Oh, in the balls. Ugh, the worst. I hope that with the last of her strength, before she blacks out, she just has enough energy in her to squeeze her knees together super fast and just, like, clap his balls. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nice. We know she's got talent with balls. She has, like, creative ideas.
Yeah.
And so I just feel bad that Prin didn't get to experience any of that.
Really, it's too bad he died, because if he hadn't, she would have been able to do that. She just starts laughing like, dude, you're so fucked. You don't know what I do to dudes' balls?
You don't even know.
This is not a thing you should do.
Yeah. My previous rape attempts have not gone well either for the rapists. So, this chapter, actually, I feel bad saying I enjoyed it because it's not a great chapter. But I enjoyed it because this is the reason I like doing the rereads. I totally fucking forgot that all of this was a thing. I remembered that one of these guys was bad. I kind of assumed during this reread, maybe it was Chan. Maybe I was just remembering him being a dick in the beginning, and his redemption story was great, but the brothers were fine. Prin was a little weird before, and I thought maybe when we read that chapter, I was like, oh, maybe he is a piece of shit. But then he wasn't, and I was like, cool, we're great. These guys are solid motherfuckers.
Well, and Chan's been difficult throughout the book.
Yeah.
So you want to think that if it's going to be any of them, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
But no.
No. Prin comes through like a creepy motherfucking dark horse and is like, hey, here I am to ruin your day. And I was like, when I was read this chapter, I was like, oh, fuck. And I like that. Like, the little stuff that you don't remember that doesn't, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, do I think Prin being the dick that he is really mattered that much? Probably not. That's probably why I forgot. But it's super fun to reread and forget that shit happened and then be like, surprised.
Well, that, and it also, like, supports your new love of Chan.
Yeah.
About how much of a good guy Chan actually is. That he is actually led by logic, so he may be difficult sometimes, but he's really your best fucking guy you could have with you right now.
Right.
And Prin and Toss, like, two equally deadly people, I would say, but they're more like the side characters of your group. The main two being Kahlan and Chan right now. And like you were saying before, they're like the Lord of the Rings, Merry and Pippin.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, it's our dudes. And then one of them being evil is completely fucking out of the realm of possibility last chapter.
Yeah. There's been no other evidence to support this other than him being that creepy dude talking about her bottom before.
Just the worst.
But this is why I'm excited. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of other episodes like this where I'm going to be like, what the fuck just happened, guys? Who expected that? Not me. Probably all of you who remember the books better than I do. But I enjoy it. So, thanks for being here with us while I misremember things and rediscover them. It's great.
Well, if you guys thought it was great, you can let us know by sending us an email to podcastatt@gmail.com. You can also send us a text or leave us a voicemail at 616-259-0025. If you wanted to find us on social media, you're in luck. we're there. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at PodcastATT and over on Twitter at podcast_ATT. If you wanted to be extra cool, go to our Patreon page. You guessed it, also at PodcastATT. You can leave a pledge there anywhere between $1 and $10, and you'll get a whole bunch of extra content, right? You might get some stickers. You might get a hand-drawn image by Jade, because she's an artist.
Artiste.
See, she's fancy. You can't make that up. And we hope you enjoy all the content there. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you real soon.
Bye!